Okay, we're joined by the Baylor Bears, Coach John Strauss, student athletes Davis Wendell, and Josh Bissonette. And we will start with the head statement from the coach.
I'm proud of our guys. They came out with a lot of energy. We prepare for this. We played at 9 a.m. every game last year, so we're really excited about this because we've done it. Just didn't go our way. Hats off to them. Williamson was great. They executed. We did. Bottom line. But we're also excited to go home and look forward to the next chapter.
Okay, questions for our student athletes.
Josh, you're homer. You got a good piece of that one. Feel pretty good.
Yeah, it felt good. I kind of wish it happened a little earlier to set the tone and kind of carry the momentum, but I'm just glad I was able to contribute.
Davis, as Coach said, obviously, now you guys move on to the NCAA tournament. Do you just kind of put this week behind you, and feel like you can still do some damage?
Absolutely. It's baseball. You fail a lot, and so we're used to it. You got to put it behind you, and we're going to come out next week, and we got to win that.
Josh, were you guys, with knowing that they were going to lose Williamson coming back today, were you guys relieved to see that, or did you feel like maybe you were on the verge of maybe breaking through against him a little more? I'm curious how you guys felt about that, knowing that he wasn't going to be on the mound.
I think our approach didn't really change much. It's more of a mindset. We knew that he was a high spin rate guy, and so we had to fight to stay on top of the ball. And, he did a great job yesterday, and we knew that today he probably wasn't going to come back on the mound, so we're probably going to face a different pitcher. And so our mentality was just to, stay confident and trust in our abilities, and whoever they put on the mound today, just to get after it and attack it. And, I thought we put some good swings on the ball, but, baseball's crazy. Sometimes it doesn't work out. So, like Davis said, you got to put it behind you and just keep moving forward, and we're looking forward to next week.
Davis, did it feel good to shake off a little bit of the rust before, moving forward? I know y'all wanted to win, but just going forward, did it feel good, I guess?
Yeah, definitely felt good to get some live at-bats. Felt great to be back with the team. I was getting sick of just sitting over there on the sideline, and love being out there fighting with my friends, so it's awesome.
Surely the camo uniforms are your favorite.
Absolutely. I love them.
Not my favorite, but just kidding. They're pretty cool.
Davis, how confident are you guys going into next week?
100% confident. All we got to do is win one game at a time, and we know with the bats we have and the arms we have, we can beat anyone. So we're confident for sure.
Josh just struggled really the last couple days, but particularly against TCU to give. You had runners on base. Y'all had the same many, just couldn't get the big hit, maybe.
Yeah, I felt like I was having pretty good at-bats. I was taking good swings. Even against Oklahoma State, I had opportunities to get runs in and just didn't work out. But, a lot of it's just your mindset and how confident you are. And, I try not to take, bad at-bats into the next one. I try to flush it and just move on. And last night I had an opportunity against Williamson and popped out to right on he was a 1-0 or a 0-1 fastball. And kind of knew that the next at bat he was going to come back fastball in, and so I was kind of cheating to it, and lucky enough I got the barrel to it. And then today I was just trying to stay through the zone and do what I can and trust in my abilities.
Josh, y'all have a lot of experience on this team, but what do you think this experience in the Big 12 championship means for some of the younger guys on your team now that you've been here for a few years? I
think it's a big deal. I think the Big 12 is one of the best conferences in the nation. You think about Power 5 conferences, you got SEC, ACC, Big 12, Pac-12, all those great conferences. But, the Big 12 is, anybody's ball game. You got Kansas going in against Tech, and it was a close game. And I think the younger guys can take away that you got to come out with a lot of energy. Even if you're playing at 9 a.m., you got to come out and pretend it's like a 7:30 p.m. game, And I think they did a great job of waking up early this morning and setting the tone with a lot of energy, and I think the younger guys will kind of follow into our footsteps and take it with them into the future.
Okay, we'll let the student athletes go, and we'll talk to the coach.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Good luck next week, guys.
Appreciate it.
I'm not as good as Rod, so be gentle. He's a professional.
You'd be nicer to us at least, right?
Yeah.
I'm not saying that. Who said that? Is that part of it? Rachel said I don't have to, right?
Jerry's been looking for somebody to be nice to him for a long
I
time.
know.
John, you get to the third game of the tournament, and most teams are a little thin on their pitching at that point. Williamson, for them, I mean, he pitched like an ace pretty much. I mean, is that kind of what y'all expected from him? What was sort of the scouting report on him?
Well, if you remember, we beat them up pretty good at TCU, but they were going to end up having the advantage. Because as an offense, you don't make any changes because you did what's right. Defensively, as a pitcher, you got to make changes. So they actually have the advantage. He spotted his fastball, changed speeds, a great outing. He's good. You're going to see him go, on the first day of the draft. That's what this conference is. A team like TCU, you're facing Lodolo, King, and Williamson. Those guys all may pitch in the big leagues. And then you got Manoa. That's what this conference is. So you come in here, and we didn't swing the bat as well as we can, but look what we're facing. And Davis Wenzel, Davis isn't ready. We did some simulation, but I don't have Cavalli throwing 97 to get him to simulate. So the more at-bats he sees, he's going to be back to his old self. So it's great to get out there, and you can kind of see the bats kind of get there as he got deeper into this thing.
Do you feel like the walks really hurt y'all, especially in your starters?
It's hurt us all year. That's kind of where we've gone wrong. Our bullpen's been good, but walk a couple leadoff guys, it's going to hurt you. So we've pitched well, but the times that we've struggled, we've walked guys. Not on purpose. Obviously, we're not trying to walk guys, but it's a younger staff. They're old, but they haven't pitched a lot, so you're just kind of going through growing pains here and there. But they know the name of the game: throw strikes.
Was it important to get Kyle an inning because he hadn't pitched in a while?
Yeah, that was going to happen. He's thrown some simulated games, and you could tell I don't think he was great, right? But it's just getting him back out there. The juice is flowing. He was going to pitch regardless of what happened today. He needed to get out there. We needed him out there, and we got a couple zeros and Caruso. I mean, what can you say about him? That was pretty good 2 outings from him out here.
John, what is the mindset coming off of this? And then lost the 2 games to Oklahoma State. What's the mindset of the team right now?
The best thing is we got an old group of guys, and they know how to win. So I don't think this will be a problem. If we had a young group, we might be pretty worried about their psyche, but like I said, these guys can flush it. I think, coming into this knowing that we're most likely going to keep playing, I think we're going to be able to turn it around and basically refresh and get going again. Once again, Oklahoma State might be the hottest team in the country. So it's not the bad thing to lose to them because that's what you're going to face. And like I said, TCU, if they got into a regional, they can win any regional with that pitching staff. Same thing with a lot of these groups. So we're not facing chopped liver out here.
John, as you guys do go forward, it seems like guys like Paul and Jimmy can really build on this week because they both had pretty good outings. I mean, Jimmy had a couple of innings that got away, but I thought for the most part was pretty solid. I mean, do you feel like they can take a little confidence into next week?
Yeah, I don't know how much. We're at the end of the season. Kind of early you would say that. It was great for Paul to come back because he got beat up a little bit at Okie State and had a good outing. And I thought, for the first 2 innings of Jimmy yesterday was the best he'd been that I've ever seen him, just the attack. And then he kind of lost it. And like I said, you make a mistake to that group at Okie State, you're going to get punished. Looking back, maybe 1 inning too long. Going into it, I know I have to win about 4 more games, so I'm trying to get every inning I can out of them and maybe went 1 more time through the lineup than we should have. And if I would have known Tyler Thomas was going to throw like that, I obviously would have thrown him quite earlier. But I think in the long run, it's going to help all of them with the experience.
Tyler maybe played his way into starting?
I wouldn't doubt it. I just don't know how many pitches he can throw. That would be, can he throw 100 pitches? I'm not sure about that. He's been really good out of the bullpen. And if he can kind of mop up 3 to 4 innings, that might be more valuable than getting 4 innings out of him to start.
John, how have you kind of pieced it together? Knowing, Cody's out for the year, hadn't gotten a lot from Hayden. How have you pieced it together this year?
You just kind of throw guys out there. The guys are, coming into this thing, we had this solid rotation, and I don't know what the heck I'm going to do at the end of it. Well, it completely flipped on us. Our bullpen's been outstanding. The starters have been up in the air. Our Dickens and Jimmy, for the most part, are learning how to start on the fly in the Big 12, which is not easy. So that's why you're kind of seeing some up and down outings. They're learning to start. It's going to make them better at some point. Hopefully it's this year. Whether it's next year, I don't know. But we got some good kids, man. They work hard. They really do. And they learn from their predecessors, Phillips and Montemeo. They taught those guys pretty well. And that's why you have good programs, when those guys can leave a legacy of this is how you do it. Because like I said, those guys are all juniors, but they haven't pitched. But they've been here and they've seen how it's done, and they got a little taste of it here or there. Now it's on them. And I think in previous years, when maybe a Boyd would go out there and not have success, well, you're not going to pitch again because we have guys. Well, now, hey Boyd, you're going to get the ball again, and Leckett, you're getting it. And Caruso, you're going to get it. So don't, he was kind of upset yesterday. He walks a guy, and I know he threw a ball up and in and was kind of disappointed and shook his head. And I said, Daniel, he didn't know you threw it up and in. He didn't know it was a mistake. Let him think it was. It was all right. So, just they're trying to learn their emotions, and that's kind of what you go through. But we are getting kind of late. So at some point, you got to learn it, or it's not going to be very good. But I'm proud of those guys. They've been great.
Okay, Coach.
Thank you,
Thank
guys. I
you. Good
appreciate
luck
it.
next week. Okay, we welcome the TCU Horned Frogs head coach Jim Schlossnagel, student athletes Brandon Williamson and Josh Watson. We'll start with a statement from the coach.
It was a long day. No, super excited about the way Brandon pitched. Really pleased for him. He's worked really hard and gone through some tough things. Missed the entire fall with some, came in with a hip injury and really didn't get to, have time to develop. And he's had to develop as a Division I pitcher during the season, and he's really come on here in the last month or so of the year. And so proud of our guys. Finally got a win against Baylor. It's been a while, and looking forward to getting back on the field later today.
Questions for the student athletes?
Brandon, that's obviously Baylor's a tough lineup, top to bottom. I mean, how'd you approach taking them on, and how'd you feel like you were able to execute that?
I felt like just needed to go right at them. If they were going to beat me up and down, fine, but I wasn't going to let them get on base by walks or anything cheap like that. It was just making quality pitches as many as I could, and if they hit a ball hard, then get the ball back and try and do it again. So.
Josh, I imagine this has to fit in. This season has not been easy for you guys. Coach talked the other day about the injuries you faced. You've had some losses, and know you have to win some games here this week. So I imagine something like this delay just kind of felt like one more thing. That by this point you guys are kind of used to dealing with that type of adversity and feel like you're well prepared for it.
It really wasn't that big a deal. I think it was, we come out here and we're just going to play pitch to pitch and win a ball game, and especially against a really good team like Baylor, and it's fun. And so coming out here and playing every day, that's we weren't really thinking about the delay as a setback or anything like that, but more just another opportunity to play some more baseball.
What kind of challenge is it when Baylor being kind of towards the back of their pitching staff, feeling a little bit thin, they're kind of mixing and matching guys? What kind of challenge is that as a hitter, where just about every at bat from beginning to end, you're going to come up facing a new arm?
Yeah, it's a little bit challenging for our lineup, but Coach Moselle does a great job with our scouting reports and doing a lot of watching their pitchers and research on them, and so you kind of have a little bit of an idea, but really you're just going up there and looking for your pitch to hit, and so that's what it comes down to, is getting a good pitch, not their pitch, and putting a good swing on it.
When y'all were able to jump out to that 3-run lead, obviously how big was that momentum, and how were you able to keep that going through the night and into the morning?
Yeah, it's nice. Brandon was up there and he was dealing and giving us a really good chance and pitching well, and so it was nice for us to finally get some runs for our pitchers. I talked to her in the week. It's our pitchers have been out there and they've been throwing well, and as an offense, it's we haven't been holding up our end of the side of the bargain, and so it's kind of nice to get out there and score some runs for them.
At this point of the season, I think the obvious thing at the end of this is that you guys are playing to get to the post. That's the biggest thing, but how much is it when you get to this point of the season, even if you're going to the postseason, that it's not going to last that much longer? How much of this, Brandon, is just about not wanting this season to end and just wanting to play a few more games with the guys and not wanting to have to go off into whatever's next for you guys?
Well, I think we all are pretty bought into wanting to win it. I don't think we just want one more game with each other. I think we're all pretty bought into, we believe that we can win this thing, and that we're just going to go a game at a time. And if the next game happens to be our last one, we're going to know that we gave that game everything we had.
I'm just curious, Brandon, they chased you in your last start back at home in Fort Worth. How were you able to get that out of your mind and just go out and pitch?
Yeah, the last game wasn't my best outing against them, and I definitely thought about that, and I actually really wanted to see them again, thinking about that, and I think it it gave me a little bit of an edge going into it. I knew that they had got me last time and that I really wanted to see them again. So.
Okay, guys, thank you. We'll let you go get a little rest before you come back today. Good luck.
Thank you.
Okay, questions for Coach?
I alluded to it a little bit in my question with Josh, but how proud are you, your guys, for this kind of just being one more little piece of adversity that you have to come back from and play well coming out of it?
Super proud of them. I mean, we've, as you said, there's been a lot of things we've had to endure. But every team has to endure different things. I just think ours has gone to a different level, at least from an injury standpoint. And honestly, I was glad they called it at least as quickly as they did, so we could get a little bit of rest. But this time of year, and I think today's a different climate in youth baseball, where these guys play so many games growing up that they're used to triple headers, at 12 years old, which is idiotic. But they're used to playing baseball, and I'm not used to it. I mean, I'm ready to go to bed, but yeah, they're I don't. It's way bigger. It's a way bigger deal for everybody else than it is for the players.
What can you say about the effort Brandon gave you? I mean, when Baylor was in here just a minute ago, it was kind of effusive in their praise for how he threw.
Yeah, I mean, it's both. I'm both excited for him and just so sad because he showed up on our campus last July, very highly touted recruit, and within a week we found out he was going to have 2 hip surgeries, and so he missed the entire fall. He got to play catch towards the end of the fall, and then I think he got 3 or 4 inter-squad appearances before he had to pitch his first game against Vanderbilt, and then the next week against Texas A&M, and he did great in both of those. But he's just missed so much development time on his delivery, on his pitches, fielding his position, pickoff. I mean, just everything that a pitcher needs. Now we're allowed to play all these fall games in college baseball. He missed all of it, and so, that's set our team back. And when you're at a private school that costs $66,000, you can't have a guy like that miss much. And so when you combine that with the injuries, it's just been. Again, I sit there and watch Hunter Wolf have great at bat. Or Williamson pitch, and you kind of think what could have been. And not that we can't get on a run in this thing. Our back's certainly against the wall against a great team like Oklahoma State, and then whoever have to play Sunday. But we're just such a shell of who we are and could have been.
Coach, what is a random question, but what has Jared Janczak meant to this program?
I mean, he's the epitome of what we want our program to be about, and he's a guy that. After he redshirted his freshman year, I didn't think he could ever pitch for us, and I told him that. It shows you how dumb the coach is. And I said, hey, we're in Omaha, and he's pitching in the Valley League in Virginia, and I called him and said, are you sure you want to come back here? Are you sure you don't want to go to junior college or something? Because you're not going to pitch. And I've had that conversation with a lot of guys, and they leave, and then what's crazy is the guys that stay usually end up doing okay. There's something about that grit that shows up, and he ended up pitching out of the bullpen and great for us his redshirt freshman year, and then lo and behold, he's a 2-time All-American pitcher. He's a guy that has started 4 games in the College World Series, Super Regional Finals, and just it's been awesome. So, he's obviously the injuries and the surgeries he went through last summer have really changed him, but obviously we're hoping for some neat Cinderella story later today, and it's going to be tough against that lineup. Sure would like to see a front blow the opposite direction with the wind, but it's going to be interesting. But he means the world to us.
What was y'all's plan of attack against this Baylor lineup? Seems like they have 300 batting average up now.
Yeah, I mean, that's the team. The beauty of Baylor's team is that bunch is for the most part been playing together for 3 years. And it's like watching. It's like watching, I say Gonzaga basketball, but it's like watching one of those NCAA tournament teams that's not full of one-and-done players. It's guys that have seniors on the team and veteran players, and they don't panic about anything. And obviously they're amazing through the middle of the field. Langlear's, Lofton's a superstar player. He's going to play in the big leagues, I think. Bissonnette's got so much savvy. And so, Cunningham's 24 years old. So, but they have an idea who they are, and they don't panic, and they're well coached, and so you have to execute pitches. And if you execute pitches against any hitter, it doesn't matter. You're going to end up winning. But when you make mistakes, they let you know about it.
Okay, Coach. Thank you. Good luck this afternoon.